Stupid kids. God damn.
It appears as though the Immortal Syndicate is desperate.
Yeah.
Such inexperienced youths to perform such actions.
Yeah, that or they're trying to pull cover or pull eyes off themselves, make it look like a slapdash operation instead of something actually organized.
Well, we know now that their intentions are not to destroy the station.
Yeah, that's good, but it still might happen. And they may not intend to do it, but it ain't gonna be good regardless. If they get what they need and need to destroy things, they'll do it.
I have many questions about the human behavior behind this.
They have something they want in the station, and they're gonna take it by force if necessary. That includes harm and all sorts of bad stuff.
I meant more of the young humans, but...
Oh.
I suppose this research I can do another time.
Yeah, perhaps. What the hell do we want to do? The rest of them don't see us yet, right? We're not getting pursued by anyone else?
Well, we were noticed if they were looking. But I'm not seeing anything else on approach at the moment.
Right.
Am I the only one curious as to what the heck they could want? Why go through all that trouble to hire people to cause some sort of a distraction, a very violent and scary distraction that could hurt people?
Alright, I'm doing that thing where I'm assuming such and reaching out on a limb. Didn't you say you were from Great Ocean? Eden?
Yeah.
And, wouldn't there be all sorts of information that might be pretty valuable from a lab or something?
Yeah.
Do you just that again? This is a hunch. This ain't a. I don't know. It could be. They could be after a power source or a weapon or something or money. I don't know, but I'm just saying it could be something like that.
Well,
It could be something like you.
You have any siblings?
Well, I don't know any of the other test subjects, to be honest with you. There are a few others, but I don't really know any of them.
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't. Well, anyway,
maybe we should attempt to get a hold of Slice.
Yeah,
if they know anything about the situation.
That's a good call.
Right.
You got their comms. We could try to get. We might. I don't. Are we in range? We might be. We might be in range of the station comms. We did. Oh, we did. It's just there's the alarm. Do you have direct comms? Just less, maybe.
Whack. Would any of the Titanites have direct comms to Slice, or do they keep things pretty hush hush for themselves?
I am basically a stranger to Slice.
I would imagine that. You have contact info for Slice.
Okay.
That's not something they would try to keep private. I mean, they're the broker of sorts, so there's really no advantage to them keeping things private.
Okay. Yeah. I have Slice's contact info. Put it in for you, and I guess we'll make the call, right?
I would suggest not doing that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would say, do you have a way to directly communicate not through Molly? Because that might be another beacon. is what I'm worried about. Is that the similar idea their code?
I have a communicator, but I'm not sure if we're close enough for something like that to work.
Is it a signal we can scramble?
Without being detected? No. We are in danger zone at the moment. We have been detected, apparently.
Well, if we've already been detected, I guess if we got detected again, that wouldn't make it worse. It wouldn't make it better, but it wouldn't make it worse.
I would suggest not doing it. Communications can get crossed. Information will be out in the open.
Yeah.
Right.
Should we try to get closer to communicate directly that way? Shit.
We should get to the station.
Being detected is one thing. Being in the middle of a dogfight is another.
Yeah.
I think they might be too busy. The one ship that they were able to send out was inadequate. They were manned sparsely.
I wouldn't be surprised it'd be similar caliber up at the station.
Well, we'd be flying directly through a battle.
Yeah.
I say we chance it.
Get to the station. Do we want to try? Ah, shit.
No, not get to the station.
The communication.
Communicate. Anything you could do, Code, to at least help out, make it a little safer?
Maybe monitor the communication?
If it makes you feel any better, the jump gate is not that far. If we need to make an escape.
True. I'll follow y'all's lead. I'm just good at piloting.
I can try to make a communication link.
Well, the only thing anyway that we're going to find out is what is going on the station, right? Whatever it is that Slice wants to let us know. And with that in mind, anyone who is trying to kind of listen in on that communication, they won't really learn much, especially if they're already privy to it, right?
They will learn his name and ours.
We could just not use our names or theirs. If we've got visual communication, they'll know who we are.
I suggest starting the conversation with "this line may not be secure."
Yeah.
And I think both parties will understand what that means.
Slice will know my voice. I've been spending a lot of time with them for a long time. Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll put the information in.
Okay.
How do we get this going?
I mean, I just can flip it on, but if Code's gonna do anything to maybe help secure it more, it's all yours, bud.
I can try, but I cannot guarantee.
It's better than nothing.
Okay. So, Code, if you are trying to assist with any sort of encryption here, I think we can have you make a hack roll.
Okay. All right. Let's see what I can do. Plug this in here. Secretions across this keyboard.
I will go to the mess and I will go make sure that Pussy Galore is comforted in case we all die.
Well, that's...
My confidence level just dropped 30%.
Yeah, mine too. I didn't have a specific number for it, but I think you nailed it.
That means I must put more secretions in.
I think I threw some extra cleaning wipes in my shopping spree.
Honestly, it would be more bearable if there weren't those squelching noises, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think we need to pretend that they keep her happening.
All right. Here we go.
So a hack roll. We're going to say that the position is risky. The effect will be standard. You do not have any bonus dice in this situation.
Even though we're on the ship and I have all my stuff?
Correct.
Oh, because I'm not hacking into it. Okay.
No, it's not because of that.
Okay.
Oh. Other things.
Yep.
I don't like that. Nope.
Fine. Doesn't matter. I'm code.
Code. As you begin your hack, you realize that there is a jamming signal being sent out currently to interfere with communications in the station's area. You manage to piggyback the signal off of other ships that are in the area, and you are able to put through an encrypted call to Slice. You will also realize that you probably have a limited time to make this happen before you are detected.
Also, I would like to request for my hacking bullshit the location where the mastermind behind this encryption is coming from.
Yes. What is your hacking bullshit?
When I hack a system, you may ask a question about the owner and location of the system as though you had rolled a 6, even though I did.
Excellent.
You got the info.
Yeah, absolutely.
So good.
So this is the analyst special ability, and we're gonna say that you're able to find that the jammer is set up on the capital ship. It appears to be, I would say, middle of the road. It's not like a top of the line jammer, but it is probably more than enough to deal with any. Let's say if one of the military's fleets were here, they would be able to shut it down pretty easily. But pretty much any sort of personal vehicle or security vehicles that are ships that might be around, it's totally able to jam those.
Interesting. They have talent, but not talent enough. The encryption will not be a problem. We'll be able to make contact. I've secured the line, and I also traced where the source is.
Shit. Well done.
Good news is primitive, subpar type of job. Bad news is it's on the capital ship. If I were to send a signal to them and try to break it and fail, well, we may be one with the great ocean.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I thought I asked permission.
Okay.
Anything else we should know?
Well, yes. We have a limited time to make this call.
Okay,
So, I will press this button. Make sure you have in your mind what you want to say. I'm going to give you 30 seconds.
Okay, so wait. Before we press any buttons, what do we want to ask? Perhaps maybe what's going on would be the first one. And the second thing would be where Slice is. Perhaps we can meet up with them if we need to.
A way to we need to get on the station.
Yeah, safe entry to the station. Maybe, do they know what they're trying to steal? As the final one, if we can get that in there.
Okay.
And if he can send any data through the encryption to us, maybe Peace can upload it. And go from there. Maps. Anything.
Okay. Let's go.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You have 30 seconds, starting now.
Slice?
Several alarms begin to go off as you push the button, as code quickly disables any alerts. The encryption takes over, and you get the ping back for the communications, and you see Slice appear in a distorted video form. You can see slight sort of pixelation, which I imagine is a little strange in like a holographic sense. There's distortion in the image. Things are periodically getting thrown off, and they return. sorry. I'm trying not to talk. Fixing the audio. This is infuriating. I'm sorry, chat. Is it fixed? Check, check, check. Should be fixed. Okay.
Checking in chat.
Yeah. Okay. So as the image distorts and the hologram of Slice appears, you can see the connection has been established.
Connection is now secured.
Slice?
Yes.
Hi. There is a lot of stuff going on outside Great Ocean right now. What is happening? Do you have any idea?
We are under attack. The individuals have not been identified as of yet. I have been unable to communicate off of the station. How are you reaching me?
Some talent. But that's not important right now.
20 seconds.
So you have no idea what's going on. Do you know if there are any areas on the station that might be still accessible for us to go there and get on the station itself?
Ask him to send a map, if so.
I am unaware. Interstation communication is minimal at best. I have been unable to communicate with security. The only security that I have been able to communicate are with those that are in the immediate vicinity of my office.
So you're at your office right now?
Yes.
10 seconds.
Good. So they don't know who it is. They want to know,
It's Immortal Syndicate. We know that much.
Immortal Syndicate.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They're here to steal something. We don't know what. It's all distraction. That's it.
Patch any data that you can through. Peace can upload it to his systems. Please do so now. We have 5 seconds before this encryption drops.
I have no other data to give.
All right.
My ship. Okay, we have to end communications.
okay, we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Very well. B. And before he can even finish, the communication is shut down.
Sorry, I could not give you more time.
No, it's not you.
Oh, shit.
If I could get into, well, I can get into any kind of distance to where I can communicate with the ship. Oh, never mind. I wasn't able to rebond with the ship and my biosignature is lost. That's a shame.
Yeah, we got to get you on the station for that. Oh, shit. Pace, how are we looking out there? How is the battle getting better, worse, now that we've pulled one of them away?
I shall study the battlefield.
Sure.
Okay.
You can give me a study roll. I will say that is... that will be risky. The effect will be limited.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. It'll be standard. You guys have a long-range scanner.
Okay. Standard. Okay. Any bonus dice that you can think of?
No.
Okay. Double fives.
Okay. So you can't get too many specifics. You would gather that this is probably because of that jammer. But what you are able to tell is that it appears that they seem to be on the retreat. And it also seems like the station's security has been heavily damaged. The station itself has taken damage, but you're not able to get any specifics on it.
Sir, it appears that the security force of Great Ocean Station has taken many losses, much damage. It's unknown how the station itself is doing, but it does appear that the capital ship and their forces are, well, retreating.
Shit. They must have gotten what they're looking for then.
That is my assumption as well.
Probably no way to parse which ship might be carrying whatever it is. I was thinking, we don't want to be by the jump gate because they're going to be coming this way.
What I suggest, sir, is that we wait until they depart fully. We can think about chasing whatever the item is later. We don't even know if we want it.
I was thinking of just flying past them since they're trying to leave, and maybe grappling one of the other smaller ships on their way. They'll leave them behind.
Well, is it possible that since we are right next to the jump gate, that we could leave something that could hook onto the ship and follow with it? Perhaps tracker of some kind?
I don't have any trackers, but that's a good idea if we did.
We have something, but I don't know if you finished the preparations already, Alora, for our genius pet.
What?
Alora was working on a long-term project for me. I don't have a really good name for it, but it's a biological construct.
Oh, yes. I have not been working on this.
Oh, that's a shame. Well,
Unless this is what I added into my sheet as bread! ! But I don't think so.
is that what you named it? Bread?
I mean, I don't remember why I put it in my character sheet, but it's there.
Well, we should have a little flashback to remember then.
Okay,
Yeah.
down. Do it.
How much does that cost, stress-wise?
You don't know until you act out the scene. So
Okay, I definitely shouldn't have a flashback. My brain is
Depends on
foggy.
how beneficial
Sheesh.
it is usually where the stress comes in.
Well, I'll have a flashback.
all right. We
Two straight. Oh, wait.
you don't know yet.
6
Very well.
stress.
What is happening in this flashback?
So, I've mentioned many a times before, I've had a genius pet in my inventory, but I was not complete because Alora was working on it because I have no means of doing biological with mechanical. So it was a project we were working on together, back at home on Type. And I brought it with me, and I haven't used it on any missions because it wasn't complete.
So, I think this scene opens up in the mess, and the fridge is open. There's cool air seeping out into the corridor, and there's a sound of ruffling, of clanging and clinking, and you see my ass sticking out of the fridge as I'm elbow deep inside of the container searching for something.
I just don't say anything and stare.
A long time passes, and I stand up. Oh, Edra. Good, you are here. I need your help.
With what?
I need you to hold down this creature while I administer the mayo.
That's
It will help the creature grow to a sufficient size.
the creature. Yes. Yeah. It's getting pretty large there.
Can you describe the creature since it's your creature?
Yes. It looks like a really wet, deformed, boneless cat. Because
Okay.
you love Pussy Galore so much, you bioengineered it to look like it.
Yes, this is so that Pussy would not be alone, would have a fleshy companion, yes. So I hold the mayo and I uncork it. I need you to hold its mouth open.
Which one?
The larger one.
Oh.
So far, my method has been to administer the mayo as quickly as possible so that I don't lose any more fingers. I'm very tired of growing fingers back.
It is, yes, its teeth are very sharp. What are you gonna do with?
Right. 3, 2, 1. I shove the mayo into its mouth and I spank the mayo jar. Empty it as quickly as I can.
Oh.
Good.
Will it live?
Yes, I've been administering the mayo for some time now. This is...
What does that do with the technical parts? Oh, that's interesting.
Those appendages are multifaceted. They can allow the creature to bond to various surfaces. I am currently trying to bioengineer a way for it to survive the vacuum of space.
Interesting. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And it's kind of cute in a very parasitic...
If you tilt your head to the side and close your eyes, for the most part, then it looks like a human a little bit. Very human. The nose is the same.
If he was a battered pussy galore, yes, I can see it in the back hair. Okay, well, when will it be strong enough to test?
Perhaps in 2 weeks. 2 weeks later.
We return to the present.
It's so ugly.
I heft up this creature.
Oh, look at it. It even looks like it has bone structure now.
In the actual hell is that monstrosity?
It's a pussy galore.
No, that ain't. No, that's not an improvement at all on a cat.
I think we're gonna call it...
Oh, look at how it's flailing its appendages towards you, Barry. It wants you to hold it.
No, I think it wants to die.
Did you use his DNA on it as well?
I should not say.
Oh.
I don't want to know any answers to whatever question has just been asked for my own mental safety. What the fuck is this thing?
Sir, I just want to say right now that I will not be responsible for cleaning up after this.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Creation.
It's all on them.
It's self-efficient. It's
It is self-lubricating.
Great.
It also cleans up after itself and eats his feces as well. Here you go.
Am I the only one that heard the thing speak words?
Well, I heard it. I ain't acknowledging it.
I mean, it's kind of cute in like a
No.
really ugly animal kind of way.
Would you like to hold it?
What are we doing with this?
Thank you. What the hell is it for?
Well, if it works correctly, we'll throw it out in a vacuum of space when we pass by a ship, and it should attach to it.
You know what? That seems like a great idea. I love this idea.
It'll be okay, right?
That'll be okay. Great. It'll just get jettisoned out of the airlock, and it'll be perfectly fine, and no one will ever have to look.
What does it use for locomotion?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Well, you may see this.
Don't worry,
lights.
I've loaded a whole can of crush into it. The carbonation is an excellent fuel source.
So do we shake it before we throw
Oh.
it?
So what we're gonna have to do is cut this in half. We'll send the first part out. It'll attach to the ship, and then the bottom part can communicate it with it.
What?
I'll upload it to my rig. Well, yes. Don't worry. The rest of it will grow back. Remember
And
the
it could
sacks?
send messages, i.e. a transponder signal across the solar system?
This has been a joint project between me and Edra. I have worked on the biological aspects, and Edra has incorporated various technologies into its fleshy, amorphous mass.
The back part. It will grow
My
its
question
front part
stands.
again. Yes. Well, the signal will be weak depending on the distance, but it should be able to correspond. We should be able to pinpoint at least. Gather some data for as much as we need. That part will die off and the data will be stripped back into this fleshy mess. And then we would have to feed it some biological matter. So Barry, would you mind giving us any part of you?
No. I'm not going to give any part of me at all to whatever weird nightmare monster you have created in my ship.
Oh,
Is it alive?
Why, yes, very much.
That makes this worse.
Is this not cruel?
No. There's other pieces in there. What is it called? Icebox?
I don't think that
I don't
answers the
understand how
question.
that justifies if this is cruel or not.
It's not cruel. It is made for its purpose.
Does it feel pain?
No.
No.
I would not be so cruel, Barry.
Does it feel psychological pain for being cut in half, having half of it jettisoned out of an airlock attached to a ship, then dies, then transmits its thoughts and feelings and location to the other half? Would there be psychological damage there?
Who do you take us for? That's why it has 2 cores.
That doesn't... Again,
Think of it like this, Barry. When you get a scratch, does it not scab over and the skin grow back the same?
My skin doesn't have a brain of its own and memories. Also, it hurts when that happens, if you recall.
So you do care for it. Why don't you hold it?
Nope. I ain't not touching that damn thing.
Okay. Well, would you like to administer the cut yourself then?
Nope. You're doing whatever the hell nightmare things you're doing.
I'm not doing it.
I will do it. I have no query.
From my memory, if she slices it right down the middle, we'll be okay. Both cores are intact. It will grow its other end back and just in the
I always keep my knives on me, so if you want me to do it here, I can do it.
Nope, you're not doing it in the helm at all.
Okay,
nope.
fine. We'll do it in the mess hall.
You will put down plastic. You will make no mess. I cannot believe I have to even say this.
If I'm not mistaken, we designated my old living quarters for this type of...
Yes, exactly what...
Excellent.
Oh, that room is full.
Well, then that's your responsibility to make it not as full. Because that's where we do these things.
If you say so, then
no
very
mess
well.
anywhere. No mess anywhere outside that room. No.
Maybe we do need a medical bay.
I was thinking that, and it would be perfect for this, and I was even willing to get the cred for it, and then it was... I'm not blaming anybody but myself now.
I will go prepare the specimen.
I'm delighted.
I take it with me.
I've been waiting for this for a long time. You will find this very interesting. You want to know how we grow our ships as well? Oh, it's a process. It takes a lot of biological matter and breaking down. Lots of people, sacrifice themselves for such a greater cause. When the old get too old and they can't move, biological decomposition is amazing. It's such a great process. You can just see all the parasites disperse at once. The liquid just drains through the endorphins and every hole just becomes
Is your ship made of old people?
Where do you think biological matter comes from? It doesn't just come from anywhere.
Saliva, bacteria cultures,
plants?
Livestock, plants.
Exactly. Amazing. It's amazing how many parasites and bacteria is within one organism.
But then also apparently you're elderly.
People.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. You give and you take. You put yourself back into the cycle. You too will become compost.
In Code's defense, that's what a beast of burden is. An oxen or a cow or anything that has helped humans go from one place to the other. They are organic beings with parasites and all sorts of things.
I'm not flying my grandma out into space though.
I was gonna say I don't know if that's nice to call Barry's grandma a beast of burden, but
it's fine. When you pass away, I will eat you.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I believe.
You are getting a proximity alert.
Oh fuck! What?
Proximity alert. I'll bring it up. I try and
we need
punch it up on screen or whatever.
As a quick side.
Yes.
Sorry, but I want to get this out before I forget. We were debating about the comms thing, and I believe that Peace has a thing about taking his advice. I took his advice, despite everyone else saying not to use the comms, to go ahead and call Slice.
Absolutely.
I also took his advice and said,
Your Honor, this is my assistant, my paralegal right here.
That's me.
She is on the ball, smart as a whip, Your Honor.
Listen, the reason that I'm being so nice with the stress is because they're spending it so frivolously, it's not even funny. If they're not going to help themselves, I guess I got to throw them a bone every now and again. You know what I mean?
Just to stay honest, how much stress did I get for the flashback?
Yeah, the flashback is going to cost you 2.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I freshly received trauma, so my stress is 0. Now 2.
Oh boy!
Oh, that feels like real life. Woo.
It's a specimen red. Ooh, clean cut.
So proximity alarm? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry for derailing.
The proximity alarm is showcasing basically that the ships are headed, straight towards you, towards the gate.
Yeah, I'm gonna move out of the way of the gate.
If we're going to do this, now is the time.
Oh yeah, I'm already, and you'd feel maybe like a slight lurch as I specifically am moving out of the way of the jump gate, so I'm not in front of a capital ship.
Uh-huh.
Now, with the tech part of this amazing specimen,
Life force.
it does have ways to propel itself. Obviously.
Yeah, it's probably it's farts from the crush. Little mini
yes.
thrusters.
There's a lot of bubblage.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is the plan. You send it out, it attaches to the ship, gathers as much data as possible, and send it back to us before they go through the jump. And then, well, I guess it's up to experimentation at that point, because we haven't had a chance to test it. If it dies off too fast, it's okay. We can make more.
I'd rather you not.
And at least we tried.
That is the very least.
You sure you don't want to hold it before you just a half? You can.
You'll never see it again.
Against your neck.
Right, I truly hope I don't see it in my nightmares.
Give it some biosensor.
All right, get up to the airlock and get rid of that thing, quick!
It doesn't mean it. He loves you. All right.
I have decided to name it Fizzles.
Oh.
Great!
Well, will fizzle away and come back to us.
To the airlock, quick! We're getting proximity!
All right. Get ready to open. How such a.
Goodbye, you beautiful creature.
Yeah, don't ever bring it into the helm ever again. Thank you.
Barry does not mean anything that he
I mean
says.
everything perfectly. If it can somehow understand me, my God.
Okay, here we go. Open it.
Goodbye. I'm ready.
Alrighty. So, you are heading to the airlock here, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna put on whatever I need to not fly myself out of there. Strap onto the side and just like have it on my chest and have it just kind of kick off, and propel itself to.
I thought you were gonna slam dunk it into space.
I'm gonna hip thrust it into space, just like
better. Advanced technique.
Yes, exactly.
All right. You release this hybrid of technology and biology out into space. There's a moment of like...
Good God.
I'm on the glass. I'm like... and putting hearts.
Yeah, it just kind of...
We literally like gave it fizzy lifting drink.
Yep.
Like... it is burping its way over to a fucking ship right now.
Horrific Cthulhuan nightmare is just kind of floating in space for a moment, and then you just kind of see it like just propel itself.
I'm just like,
Oh, it's
gonna be like a fucking, if it actually does what it's supposed to, it's gonna be like a fucking spitwad or spitball. It's just gonna go.
yes. So I wanted to intercept the ship as it's going by, like just. And
Well,
then
I imagine
spread.
you have some kind of electronic stimulus, some sort of control device on you.
Yes.
It has a very limited range, and it's a similar kind of situation like you had with the when you were trying to hack the enemy ships. You know, you have a sort of a short range here on this thing. It might even be even closer to get to the enemy ships to drop this thing off than you had to for hacking their systems before. So I would like a roll, and I guess you will be able to help Alora if you want to. This is up to you. But otherwise,
I would like to volunteer something. I would like to make the main role of how well I engineered this creature to do exactly what we have proposed it to do.
Okay.
Oh.
You can totally
And
do
I
that.
would like to use my ability. I'm a doctor, not a ...
Okay. Absolutely.
A doctor, not an engineer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bioengineer.
It is a good thing that you're doing this. This is a desperate roll.
Very good.
Yep.
Yeah, no. What? Little fart monster isn't desperate.
So it says when you push yourself to roll your doctor rating while performing a different action, say which patient, research, or posting taught you this trick. My entire time at the academy was specifically for this. It was everything. I'll take 2 stress to push myself, and I will roll doctor at desperate and effect.
The effect will be standard unless you get some help.
I'm helping. It's only right that I do it. We do this
I'm not
together.
helping this.
Okay.
I know.
I get
There
one,
is
one
nothing.
stress to help or 2?
1
It
stress.
is 1 stress.
Oh dear God! All right, well we're doing it because I'm not
Okay.
gonna let Laura hang
Mission
out there by
hasn't even
herself.
started yet, by the way, chat. And
It's the
we've
first
got
get trauma. Second one to get it. First one to get 2.
so we're gonna have a great effect. Desperate and great.
Bonus die.
Nope.
Okay.
The help?
Just me.
Oh, the help is potency. Ah.
Oh.
Very good. Well,
Fly.
I'm a doctor, not a...
Fucking
Mark
hell.
that XP.
Very
Just
nice.
like just letting it go.
So,
Come on.
yeah, I guess since Alora rolled this, Alora, how is it doing this?
Exactly as we have described. In fact, the creature turns in the airlock to look over its shoulder to Barry, locks eyes with
I'm
Barry,
in the
and it
helm. I'm in the helm.
smiles.
I ain't near there.
The
Absolutely
camera
not.
is somehow turns on at the helm, and you see this creature staring at the camera, somehow piercing its gaze into your very soul as it gets hip thrusted into space towards the giant vessel. And you hear a Barry.
It's totally a hallucination. Maybe you see some kind of horrific mouth
This is like-
orifice open up for a second, and Barry, you just like hear it in your head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Take 2 trauma.
Looks like a face hugger.
2 whole traumas. No
Looks like a
stress.
looks like a face hugger with a cat head.
Yeah.
Is there a cosmic horror trauma that I can just add?
So, I think as it propels itself towards this ship, you know, the ship has so much mass, and this thing is so small. It's such a horrific looking scene. Like, you know, it's heading towards the ship. The ship is flying by like this, and yeah, they're not hailing you. They're not firing any weapons. They're just making a beeline for the gate, and you see this impact just kind of. The thing just kind of like splat on the side of this craft.
Oh, it's a
and then it starts to recoalesce like it's like a.
Yeah, it's just so symbiotic.
Perfect. Exactly as engineered.
mosquito on a windshield.
Success.
And you can see that Code, you have some sort of rudimentary signal.
Oh. Well, the connection is made. Amazing. Amazing job, Laura.
So, I think the
I
way that
know.
this will work for you is that you'll be able to see what their destination is through the jump gate, but because of the grand distance, you won't be able to tell where they go from there. So you'll be able to see where they go through the jump gate, whatever their exit point is. But unless you get close again, you won't necessarily get that signal. I think it's a little too good if you have a perfect,
Right.
exact sort of location for them.
That is fair.
This is only a 1.0. So, good news is you made contact, and it's all over the side of that ship. Bad news is we either have to get closer for me to get more information, but we should find out a rough estimate where they're headed, destination-wise. The best I can do, unless you want to. Well, drive up closer. Then I can attempt.
I think getting close to the capital ship might make it want to attack us and think we're hostile instead of them just going by. They ain't doing nothing right now. You said you got the destination? That's probably good enough for now.
Are you sure?
As the jump gate begins to power up, you can see that the destination is set for the Earth jump gate.
Oh, well, that's interesting information. I wonder what they have to do with Earth.
They're going to Earth? Ugh. Ah, shit.
Connections being lost. Goodbye, sweet soul. Thank goodness we have the back part.
Boy, I hope that thing don't have a soul.
We should have a start, reconstruction. Icebox.
Great, let's go to the station and maybe I'll try to block this out of my entire existence soon.
Me too.
Don't worry, Edra. I bought a lot of mail.
Ah, perfect. Starting to get attached to the little couple of... I don't even know what to explain it, but we'll figure it out.
Setting a course for Great Ocean. Here we go. Fuck. All right.
Name the next one Barry.
No, you ain't.
Barry, you set a course for Great Ocean Station. Again, there are like crews swarming around. You can see there's repair craft and like emergency craft just kind of flying to the various ships, and emergency repair crews are trying to patch up various locations in the hull of the station. As you approach, there's basically like no communication that comes up until you get really close to the station, and then there is a communication that begins to come through.
Oh, there we go. I pick it up.
This is Great Ocean Station. Great Ocean Station, unidentified vessel. Please state your intent.
This is Barry Hendricks of the Molly. Our intent was originally just to land here, and we, well, saw that you were under attack, and we did a little bit of aid for you, so you're welcome, I guess.
Please make a roll for me here, Barry.
Yeah. Command, probably? I'm not lying, technically.
Yeah, but you don't have to lie to use sway.
Oh, true, then sway. Yeah, they're the same roll for me.
Yep.
Okay, sway. Position?
Risky. Effect will be limited.
Okay. All right. Just any bonus dice?
Maybe because we were seen and detected helping?
No.
Okay.
All right. 4. Partial.
Molly, we're going to need a minute here. We've suffered some damage from the attack. We need to confirm identity and verify. There are various vessels heading around to repair the ships. Please wait for a few minutes until we are able to clear you.
Yep, no problem at all. I'll send over my my bounty hunter license number, and I send that aside for ID.
Received. We will communicate shortly.
Right. All right, well, better than getting shot at.
Seemed rattled.
Yeah, I can imagine. I saw the, wasn't there, didn't you say there was Atmo venting at one point? We probably got that under control, hopefully now. Hope their casualties weren't too high.
I would suggest us probably be in our suits as we get on the station, just in case.
Is there like wreckage?
Oh yeah,
like floating about?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. There's
I
probably.
would suggest like. Oh, sorry.
There's a lot of emergency vessels around. I mean, this is like a very high-end kind of station. Great Ocean Station's probably the newest amongst all of the space stations, so it has a lot of personnel and things. Usually the military has a fleet stationed here, and this is something you would all know if you've been to Great Ocean before.
I was gonna ask, like, it seems like they sustained a lot of damage for being so new.
Yes. Having a military presence here is usually very commonplace. The fact that there is not one is probably pretty concerning for all of you, and you don't have to make any roll for that. There's this is like it seems very odd.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's a lot of repair vehicles around. There's a lot of emergency lights and things that are going around. You can see that, you know, most of them are focused on patching any hull damage or whatever on the station right now.
Sir.
Yeah.
Do you find it strange that they had no defenses?
Oh, very. The fact that they just had to use, the station sec, and that was it? Something ain't right here. They must have gotten,
or someone pulled the military.
False call, possibly, maybe, or inside
like
job.
It was
Yes. Off.
Internal.
Yeah. Pull up comms. Yeah.
Attention, Molly. You have been cleared for landing. Please understand there is damage to several of the hangars. We ask that you take proper precautions before you leave your ships, and we will try to send you to a hangar that has full containment as well as atmospheric pressure, but it is advised that you wear spacesuits if you are to board the station.
Roger that. We'll proceed to the hangar. Thank you.
Please be aware that if you do disembark onto the station, to be aware of any communications. Your hangar may be required for any emergency personnel that arrive.
Yeah. Roger that.
Station sec out.
Nah, out.
Does that mean we should keep someone on the ship?
Yeah, might not be. Maybe.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
If they need to force us out, I'm sure they will.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, this just got even more complicated than I imagined. All right. Well, I'll pull in. I'll get us in there. Maybe. Well, we'll see. We could split into teams. We need to get Code's ship. Peace, it might be wise for you to join him for that one. For, communication reasons.
Oh.
Communication reasons.
I see.
Yeah.
They do have Titan Knight engineers on board.
They do. That's true, they do.
Yes, this is the Great Ocean Station, so.
Fair, but might be a good idea just because there's tensions high to have a lovely negotiator with you on the off chance that maybe they don't want to release your ship yet, and he might be able to help you out.
It's been longer than the expected time frame. Alora will be there with me, correct?
Right.
She'll be enough for
I
any
think
kind of
I think Peace
complications.
going with you is a great plan.
That's fine. If he wants to see a biosignature,
Yeah.
I can stay on the ship.
Yeah. I'll probably be sticking around with Molly. I'll look around. I might see if I can get that medical bay situated. I think we've maybe found a good reason to get that installed.
oh, you're growing accustomed to the other half.
No, I'm growing accustomed to not having grossness all over my ship in an uncontained way. And it seems I can't avoid it anymore.
You will be simulated.
I do hope not. All right.
Perhaps
okay,
then I should go with Eden if Peace will be going with Edra.
Fantastic plan, I think.
Are you alright with that?
Okay, so just so we all have everything in a row, who's going where?
I'm going with you. Barry is staying on the ship, and Peace is going with Edra.
And you are going to Slice,
where?
Eden.
Okay, and...
They are going to his ship to retrieve it.
You should be going to Slice, and you should be seeing your caretaker. You have been gone for a very long time and left unannounced, correct?
Depending on what we were talking about, if they were looking into stealing shit from them, that might be good, but Slice first might be best.
What if they were into stealing? Oh, I shouldn't say. Well, if you were created once, why can't you be created again? If they figured out the formula, hopefully that's not what they were going for.
We will figure it out as we're going.
We'll find out as we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Eden, can you come help me put my suit on?
Yes. Okay.
I drag you out of the room.
Well, now that there any objections to me getting a medical bay? It might take a bit, so me staying on the ship and getting the order in. Medical bay? Do we think that's a plan? Or do we yeah, I'll use the ship's stores for that, cred-wise.
She definitely could use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, I'm gonna get us into that hangar, and I'll go from there.
Okay.
I'll go from there. I'll see what I can do. I might be able to get more information on this ring. There's well, as we found out, there's some sort of electronics. I might be able to find someone to look into it. But we'll get this.
Me, and I wonder why.
Because it's a family heirloom. It's very personal, and I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet.
Trust is still an issue. Understood.
For something like this, yeah. But not many I would let touch this in the first place.
Hope you find the answers that you're looking for.
I do too. All right. What hangar was it? Was it 5? Is that the one that's most intact? We'll see.
Yeah, they probably just sent you some kind of visual on your HUD. So you'd see like because they didn't actually give you a hangar number. It's whoever you were talking to was just kind of like panicked, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And you see that the HUD is indicating probably like hangar. Let's roll a die. Let's see. Hangar 3.
Okay. All right. It's hangar 3. I don't think I parked in that one yet. Anyway.
It's
okay,
definitely
that's
meant
where we're
for
heading.
a larger ship than yours.
We'll have room. Okay. All right, heading to hangar 3. Well, let's just figure out what happened, I guess.
As you begin to approach the station, you can see that the atmospheric shield that is there is kind of like flickering like a little bit.
All right, yeah, before you disembark, yeah, you know, you've already got yourself suited up. Very good code. You don't breathe, Peace, you're fine. Okay.
I don't breathe.
Yeah, androids don't need to, they don't use oxygen.
Oh, I thought you said I don't breathe. Okay.
No, you got your suit. Peace don't need to breathe.
As you
Anyway.
bring the ship in, you begin to power down the engines, and you have landed inside the hangar. There's like a... Normally, there's like a... like an obvious gravity panel that picks up the ship, and you can kind of feel it once you enter the atmospheric shield. That is a little bit wobbly, and you can kind of like, you have to make like a few quick adjustments as you put the ship down, probably a little bit harder than you want to.
Okay, all right, here we are. Well, I'm gonna start working on getting some of that area cleared out and put it in order for a medical bay. it might be a bit, so that's probably a good thing for me to stay with the ship. Anyway, I'll have communications open for my comms, patch through this ship, so if you need me for anything, just reach out. If there's anyone you need me to contact, I can work on that piece while we're here. Okay.
I can't think of anyone, sir. We're starting here. You might want to check on that beacon to see if it's still working, if that's something you can do.
The beacon?
The cat beacon?
Ouch. I think that's all on Code's side, patched into.
Well, what you can do is get to the other end of the creature, which is inside the icebox, correct? Put your finger inside of his left hole.
He won't do it. You can stop explaining now.
That, you know, thanks so much, Code. I'll think about it.
It's just a prank. All it takes, one DNA sample and you're locked in.
Good to know. Okay. Haha.
We are at the airlock, about to disembark. Do you need anything very human?
Nah, I don't need anything. I'm alright. I'm gonna work on getting that medical bay ordered up, and I'll get it installed, so hopefully it'll be done by the time you get back. Don't take too long, especially because we might be going to the red spot on Mars after this, depending on how talks go.
Okay, goodbye. We will disembark the ship now.
Yeah.
Also, I'm taking my communicator with me, so if you need to get in touch with us, I'll have it, okay?
Perfect, thank you.
Great.
I go to the airlock and join them.
All right.
I do too. I'll follow.
All right. See y'all later. Good luck. Happy hunting.
We should probably make sure we have our gear on us, correct? Yes.
Yeah, make sure you're all equipped. If any of you want the some of the stun weapons, I got them in the hold. Maybe that's a better call for you, Pace, just in case.
I don't believe we'll need them.
All right. Very good. All right, I'll be working over here. Good luck.
Spacesuit 1 or 2?
Does it have 2 spaces?
Yes.
2.
Alright. After you.
So,
yeah, open the door, head on out.
Peace, Code, Eden, and Vertigo. The airlock opens up, and you can see various lights flashing inside the station, like warning lights, red warning lights kind of going off all around you. There are there's evidence of like little electrical disruptions, lights kind of that should be on that aren't on or are flashing, and maybe various system warnings around the hangar.
I hated to do this, but I misled Barry. I don't think you need a babysitter, Code. I think you can retrieve your ship by yourself or with whomever you like. But if it's all right with you, Eden, I will accompany you to Slice.
Is this progression?
I didn't want to argue with him.
Should data being manipulated by the signal we saw earlier, or do you actually have faith? Is what the humans call it.
I think you're capable of going to your own ship on a station near your homeland to retrieve it without guidance or help from me. Am I wrong?
I was mostly concerned that Eden would be alone, but if you are going to accompany Peace, then that means that I can go handle my own business.
Absolutely.
Okay, goodbye. I begin to run away.
I run away as well.
Do you have your elevator.
Yes!
Oh.
Built into my suit and I'll see you.
Okay. All right.
So we follow Peace and Eden. As Elora and Edra rush off, where are you headed?
We're gonna go to Slice's office.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been there before, yeah?
Yeah. Making your way through the hangar doors, basically into an elevator, brings you up to the main platform. And as you get there, you can see that it is completely just devastated here. The station has been under some kind of very serious attack. There is a lot of damage on the interior of the station. There is what appear to be a lot of casualties. Some dead, some injured, but there are a lot. And there is this sort of overwhelming dismay happening on the station. I don't know if either of you have experienced anything like this in your lives. Do you think it has happened to you before, where you've seen this kind of wanton destruction?
Not
I
me.
have.
Okay.
In my years with the police force, I've seen, maybe not exactly like this, but I've seen like parts of the worst of humanity.
Yeah. Eden, this is probably a bit more of a shock to you. This is your home, yes?
Yes.
You've never seen it like this. Eden, as you take the step out into this corridor, which opens up into some communal areas with seating to observe outside, there are probably, I imagine, various sections of the station that have, very nice views of Saturn and Titan and the other moons, just as like observational areas for people to relax, or maybe if they've had long journeys to get to the station, they might relax, or just to gather up family or what have you. It's almost like an airport gate, right? Like it has a little bit of that vibe here. That area is kind of right ahead of you, up and on the right, and you can see it's there's a little bit of a triage that's set up there. There are security personnel kind of running around back and forth. You can see that the actual security station is probably only manned by like one person, and you can probably see them through like whatever security glass there is, frantically making various communications across the station. There's just like a very active amount of personnel all in front of you, and various security lights going off.
Does it look sort of like it's going to be some sort of a checkpoint to get through?
I think it's more of a triage area right now than anything.
Okay.
There are like various alarms kind of like going off in the background.
Looking at any of the people in the area, do any of them look like the doctor?
You can make a study roll. We'll say that this is a controlled position. The effect will be limited.
6.
Clearly not.
Okay. She's not here anyway.
Are you looking for someone?
The doctor? Yeah. I
Not
figured
here,
if
you
they were
said?
doing triage, yeah. And maybe she's not hurt or anything.
This must be exceedingly difficult for you. This is your home, correct?
Yes.
Or the closest thing you have to one. In my work, I've seen terrible things. I can empathize with seeing a familiar place destroyed. But I have no doubt that it will be repaired and back to the place you remember quicker than you think. But I am sorry that you had to see it like this.
I just can't believe that this is what these gangs are capable of.
There's something deeper going on. And I hope Slice has the answers, or at least some answers. Because the syndicate's reach is wide, but not so wide that they can control the military. And the military usually has people stationed here, and they don't now. And that is, to say the least, very suspicious. So, it seems there's powerful beings behind some of this. But I don't know.
I guess we won't know until we find out, right? No use speculating. Oh. This is all kinds of messed up.
Are you
Let's
kind
just
of
keep going.
talking and walking here? Walking and talking? Okay. Yeah, there's just kind of various people like in pain, you know, around you. And as you head through what I imagine to be like some of the I imagine that Slice's office would probably be located somewhere central near where a lot of the trading happens. And you come to their office and you can see, again, as you've kind of passed like through a few triage areas and like a few nasty looking scenes, this area is kind of not heavily damaged compared to where you got off from the ship hangar elevator. This area seems to kind of be mostly intact. And you approach Slice's office. You can see that there is a security guard like outside that's doing like a patrol, I guess, just around the general area here.
And is he are they guarding the door, or are they
they're doing a
just
patrol? It looks like they're just kind of like checking various like access to the area, like the various corridors and whatnot, and anybody that you know, keeping an eye out for anything in particular. They do have weapons that are ready.
Real quick, is Slice like a mafia guy? Do you ask for him by name, or is he like Dakota Bob, where it's just like he's a businessman, you can just go talk to him?
Well, he does all sorts of business and trading and everything like that. They do like all sorts of like underground stuff, a lot of illegal trade, things like that. Sort of like a black market type person.
Okay, so we don't just don't stroll right in. We have to.
Yes and no. Like last time we were able to kind of just stroll right in, but we do have a guard looking around, so
I'll follow your lead.
Yeah, I think I'd like to try and at least avoid their gaze if I can.
Okay. So if you want to be stealthy here, you can absolutely do that. That's kind of like that's a skulk roll.
Now, this guy is station security or Slice's security?
From what you can tell, Great Ocean security. Great Ocean sec.
Oh, okay.
I'll kind of like nudge Pete's a little bit, and I'll toss my head over towards a little dark spot near the office.
Okay. Peace, are you also trying to be stealthy? Since you were following Eden's lead.
I mean, does she press control and get into like stealth mode, like sneak? Okay, then I do the same.
Okay. So both of you make skulk rolls for me. We can say that your position is risky. The effect is limited.
Now, am I... We're rolling separately and not together?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna go poorly.
Oh, you too. Oh, good. Yeah. I'm no good at sneaking either. Okay, what is our position again?
Your position is risky, and the effect is limited.
Okay, good. Let's see how we do. I'll take a 3 as well.
Yeah.
So while you were trying to sneak past the guard, the guard just kind of like turns back towards you. Excuse me, you need some kind of identification. What are you doing here?
I'm checking in on my friend to make sure they're okay.
Who is your friend? What are you doing? Are you...
Jackson.
Jackson?
Yeah, my friend Jackson. Lives in the building over there.
Is this a real person?
No.
Okay.
This isn't
I don't know why we weren't honest in the first place. I really don't.
These are choices
But now,
that
like,
were
I'm
made.
just letting you go for it, dude. You seem to know what you're doing.
No,
Let it go. Do it up,
Oh
kid.
no, that consequences to your actions.
Don't worry, we can just erase his brain. No biggie.
Go ahead and make a
Why you gotta put it like that?
go ahead and make a sway roll, and the position will be risky. The effect is limited.
Oh.
I'm gonna need some more information than that. I don't know any Jackson. I need to see some identification from you both immediately.
I throw up my my bounty hunter license.
Here.
I'm a licensed bounty hunter. We didn't want to come right out and say it, but we have business with Slice.
He begins to look through your credentials. Slice. Why didn't you say so?
We didn't know how.
I didn't know who you were.
Well, this is
Exactly.
Well, neither did I. I don't know who you are, and I'm station security. You are a resident of this station?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you announce your presence? Can't you see what's happening here?
There's a lot of confusion. She didn't know who to trust.
Well, trusting station security is your best bet right now. Have a little bit more common sense. Hands you back identification. If you're going to meet Slice...
I look over at her and I go...
Have you ever seen a dog when you yell at them?
I look over at her and I... No, wait. I look over and I go... That was a good try.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
If you need to see Slice, go see them.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
You really shouldn't be out and about right now. You should return to your quarters immediately.
We'll make our way in right now. And I try like put my arm around her if she lets me, and like we walk together.
I really gotta work on that, huh?
The Great Ocean Sec Guard is just like shaking their head like,
yeah.
I don't understand
Sometimes jobs don't require subterfuge. Maybe this is a lesson that sometimes a direct approach could be the best.
That's fair.
You have nothing to feel bad about. You were protecting yourself and me. Although I must confess that when you started trying to sneak past the guard, I should have spoken up and told you that I have no experience with that whatsoever.
Oh. Really? You're not sneaky? Like at all?
I am not.
Oh. Duly noted. Right. Ready to go see Slice?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then we start making our way towards the office.
Yeah, you make your way towards the door, which is open, and you can see Slice is in the middle of some kind of call. there's evidence basically in their like in their eyes. You can see like probably the there's like rings, like LED kind of rings in their eyes that are activated, giving you the indication that there is a call being made. And Slice says, "You are sure that they were taken?" "Very well. Yes, they are." "Understood. I will let the appropriate individuals know. Thank you." Slice turns towards you. You see the LEDs go off from their eyes. And there's a moment of recognition as you enter the office. And Slice says, "Intriguing that you would arrive."
What does that mean?
"Your caretaker has been kidnapped from the station."
So that's what this was all about.
Dude, why?
"I do not know."
Was it just her?
"It does not appear so. It appears that there was a very high-level security breach. I am getting all of the details as we speak from my contacts throughout the station. However, from what I understand, the lab has been heavily compromised."
With your connections, would you know why the military presence here was absent during this attack? Seems very convenient.
"It appears that there is a spy aboard." And that is where we will take our break.
Oh, shit.
Let's get him. Let's go. Wait, no. Let's go to your friend Jackson's house. We'll grab him and then we'll bring him along. I heard Jackson's really good at tracking people down.
She said that, I was like, wait a minute.
I should have looked at my list of people that I have. Like, I could have said the ex-boyfriend or something, but no.
That's what I thought you were going for. Interesting.
Totally didn't have to lie. Could have
just walked by.
Just talked to the security guard, said what you were doing there, and gone about your business. You have an actual station ID. Nope. Let's try
But she
and
was like,
sneak.
she was like, I'm gonna sneak him, like, but the guy, we just talked to him, he'll probably, okay.
Well, Eden's used to everybody being so sneaky about things in terms of, like, you know, hiding information and trying not to be seen and all this other stuff. So she's like, okay, I need to follow suit. You know, she even did the thing at the hospital. So, you know, it's in character.
I can see you hitting control and rolling. Like, just, no. I know.
No, it's a thing. It's a thing. And Zeke has been playing Metal Gear, so he can tell you. You push the button, and instead of like you have to crouch and then go prone, and then like you pop back up.
Yep.
She like hit the button too many times, you know. So she like went completely prone, and she's like crawling elbow over elbow. The guy's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
My feet are sticking out.
The box is just being dragged behind.
We're gonna take a little bit.
You can hear my hip joint just going like.
Oh, that's funny. That's how mine sounds. sounds in real
Trying to
life.
sneak.
We're going to take a little bit of a break here, folks. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure you're following all of these wonderful people. You can head on over to tablestory.tv/100club to go follow them in all of the places. If you want to help them out financially, you can check out their channels and get yourself a Prime Gaming sub and go sub to them there. Go get yourself some emotes, help support these wonderful people. And if you want to help support Tablestory, one of the best ways you can do that is to come and follow us in all the places. Check out twitch.tv/Tablestory, YouTube, and on Twitter at @Tablestory. We've also set up a Hive account, which is just Tablestory on Hive. There's a lot of people joining that, so we'll probably have more announcements and things going on with that soon. So check us out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in just a little bit. Hang tight for more 100 Club.
Finally, on my own. Let's see. Oh, the damage is pretty bad here. Hello, Ted Horton to you. Ted Horton to you as well.
Why does
Yes.
this one speak to me in such a fashion?
Excuse me. According to your outfit, you look like you may be the guard.
I'm a guard, yes. You see a woman there. It is a female Titanite, indicated by various facial markings and basically the way that the pattern on their skin indicates.
Is this area safe for adequate breathing?
It is adequate, but I do not believe that you are in any particular danger at the moment.
Better. Thank you. Okay, I am Edra Ahil, number 62981, and I am here for my ship.
Understood. There are various repair vehicles that are currently out performing maintenance on the station. I believe that your ship may be a low priority for them now.
Low priority.
That is correct.
Okay. Well, maybe you can help me.
In
Can
what
you
way?
send me to the security station?
I can escort you to the security station if that is what you desire.
Please. I shall barter with you.
What have you to barter?
Flesh samples, old tech, or creds.
The flesh samples seem interesting.
Yes. Thank you.
Are
I
they
would not need your
consumable?
assistance past the door. Why, yes, of course. Symbiotic in nature.
I suppose
Oh,
they
she has
are
appetite.
nourishing.
Thank you. I will ask for a favor in return if I need so.
For now, I will escort you. Please follow me. Do not stray far. We have not fully investigated to see if the offending personnel that boarded the station have all departed.
Understood. Notated. How long have you been stationed on the Great Hostess Station?
1 standard year.
Delightful. Do you trust these humans here?
I still find myself struggling with the concept of trust that humans often see in a much different light.
Understandable. Well, we shall protect the mother planet, of course.
Yes, of course. The security station is just up ahead.
Thank you. And I place my hand on her forearm, and through the way, I thank her within the mind.
Thank you.
And to you.
And to you. Okay. Security terminals. That one looks open. I would like to go to the security terminal and sit down.
You sit down.
Is there any personnel around?
There is a very busy looking human. Basically on a communicator. You can hear them just kind of in the background. Okay, well, what I'm going to need you to do is send repair drones F through T back over to the access point 3C immediately. We've detected another hull leak there. I'll be right with you. And then once they repair the hull leak, I'm going to need them to head on over to the security ship. It appears that they've got emergencies under control, but we're going to have to do any secondary repairs that they may need to make sure that we've got some kind of security functioning out there in space. Can I help you?
Well, yes, you seem to be in great trouble. I can get your security system back online quite easily if you would like some help.
What are you talking about?
Well, you see those cameras over there?
Yeah?
If I can have access to them, I can help you. This is me asking permission. I was told by my human counterparts this is what I should do instead of just plugging in and helping you with force.
I'm a little busy right now.
Great.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
about it.
I haven't been working here that long. I'm not normally the head engineer here on the station. I had to take over.
Oh, I
don't have a lot of interaction with Titanites. Is this normal? Is this something you do all the time?
Yes. Okay. You see the security guard over there, and I wave. They allowed me in to be able to help with you.
They just turn their head a little inquisitively like a dog would.
So keep about your business. Don't worry about me. I will let you know when everything's online to make your life less stressful.
When you say don't worry about you, what does that mean exactly?
That I will be fine and your help is no longer needed. Please tend to all the duties that you need to do. I would hate for you to blow a brain gasket.
What?
Just continue to work. I'll be fine here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What I'm gonna need, basically, is I'm gonna need all the personnel that are, yes. In.
I'm going to begin to slide in my data chips.
J and M. Every person
Perfect.
that's there. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah. No, I understand. I understand there are hull leaks. That's what we're trying to get.
I want to access the monitoring systems in the video to see what happened.
Okay, you can go ahead and make a hack roll. Because
I do have my rig with me.
Yeah. They are currently occupied, so they're really not paying attention to you. You can go ahead and get your bonus die here for using your rig. We're going to say that your position is risky. The effect will be standard.
Ooh. Bonus die, 1 or 2?
1.
Let's see. Okay. And oh, interesting.
Okay. Success. As you begin to find, sort through the security footage, you can see that there are various incursions throughout the station. You're kind of like searching through the various footage and the different cameras and the various positions. Where are you looking?
First, I want to see, I'm going to point it towards Slice's area before, like right when the incident happened. And then I'm already suspect to, well, my underlying idea is I'm here to protect my planet. And I want to see where and what's going on to create these superhuman crossover figures.
You want to check out the lab?
Anything there. Yes.
Okay. Now, I need information here from Eden.
Yes.
Eden, how extensive would the lab here be? Is this where you were created?
He's in, to clarify, are we at the main laboratory?
Yes.
Do we think that something like this would be, because I'm just trying to think about Great Ocean in general, right? It seems it's a big trade hub. We've got a lot of, like, between human and Titanite cultures, among others. I'm not sure if, like, a major science lab would be here.
There's definitely a lab of some kind, because that's the only way that your caretaker would probably be here, right?
Yeah, of course, of course. I'm just saying, like, the main lab.
I wanted
I'm
clarification.
not sure.
That's what I'm gonna say. No, then. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I will do it at your discretion in that case as well. Yeah.
All right. So, then what you would see is, first and foremost, looking at Slice's area, didn't appear like there was any stunning bit of information. You kind of see people going about their business. Various, trade personnel. There's goods and things going back and forth. You can see like some grav sleds basically being moved through, to various trade areas. There's nothing out of the ordinary there. Looking at the lab, I think give me a study roll for this. Because you're doing this in a reasonably quick manner. And I'm going to see how much you can pick up at a glance without, like, long-term study.
Risky?
I think this is controlled. And the effect will be standard.
No bonus die.
You have no bonus die because, again, this is kind of going quickly.
Okay. 6.
That's good.
Wow.
You guys have had really good rolls for 2 sessions. This has changed so much. Okay.
Oh.
So here's what you see on the surface. You see, again, kind of what you would expect. I don't know how many people are employed in this lab, but I imagine it's not a big number. It's probably just a few personnel. And there's a lot of, like, biological samples and things. I don't know how familiar you are with human biological studies and whatnot, but there's chemistry being involved, and there's, the various sort of biological observational equipment. There's the equivalent of whatever futuristic kind of microscopes and things there would be to study chemistries and biology in these situations. So there's various, like, there's various testing and things going on. You can see scientific personnel kind of looking at data and that kind of thing. Something catches your eye. You notice that one of the personnel appears to stare at a timepiece when this is about to happen. Just a quick glance. Wouldn't really be noticed by anybody in particular. They're just kind of looking at your watch. But they're looking a little too long.
Okay.
It's a difference between, like, and...
Yeah.
It's probably the equivalent of like a 2-second look and a 10-second look.
Got it. I am recording all of this through my data stick, as I announced earlier. And then I'm just going to say, interesting. And then will we see any commotion or anything happen?
As soon as the station comes under attack, they appear like anybody else. They kind of like dive for cover, and you can see that there is an explosion in the lab. There's glass that's kind of thrown all over the floor, and you can see, and I don't think you've ever met Eden's caretaker before, but you can see one of the personnel is grabbed. The rest are kind of like threatened. You can see various blasters and things pointed at them as this person is sort of like hauled out of the lab and just kidnapped.
Ugh. At that point, I'm kind of flustered, like, and I stop the recording, pop my data stick out, slip it in, and then I do help turn on the cameras. And as I'm turning on the camera, maybe I see Alora. And I'm just gonna kind of sit back.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
And that's where I guess I will... After I see her, it'll like zoom in on her all anime-like, and I will just go...
What are you up to, Alora?
I originally left the ship so I could go purchase some more food just in case, but I imagine the atmosphere is quite different once I exit the ship and I find witness to all the carnage around me. I am making my way towards where I would presume would be a commerce center, somewhere to purchase goods.
This would be...
But along...
This would probably be near where Slice's office is located.
I would, however, find myself distracted as I find one of these triage medical setups and instead begin to drift that way. I'm currently wearing my spacesuit, and with my spacesuit, it is recognizably marked that I am a medic, or at least have some kind of medical background. Curiosity draws me close, and I survey the camp.
Okay. Have you ever seen any carnage like this before?
I have not.
How does it make you feel?
I am not very unnerved by it. I am more curious than anything. As I begin to walk among the people here in their various states of discomfort and injury, I am unmoved, more analytical than emotional here. I find my hand slipping into my pocket, and I am thumbing one of my various scalpels that I have sheathed. How many people are dying here?
To make a doctor roll. Are you just trying to vaguely understand, like by a glance? Or are you doing thorough
I'm trying to see
investigations
how
on people?
bad is it.
Okay.
Position?
This will be risky, I think. The
effect?
Effect will be limited.
6.
Wow! So many 6s? Holy cow. Okay. Yeah, there's not too many people outright dying. You can see that there are probably in your immediate vicinity one person that looks like they are on the verge of death. It's somebody that might have gone unnoticed by a medical personnel, or maybe they just did a cursory check and they haven't been able to get to them just yet to see how serious they're injured. Normally they would try and do a cursory check on everyone and see if there's any life-threatening things, and they would handle that first. But this person must have gotten overlooked. I don't know what it is that triggers for you, but I would imagine that it is some kind of something maybe you as a Titanite might pick up on, that somebody human might not immediately. Maybe there's a smell that you're able to pick up or something along those lines, you know?
My nostrils flare, and I move to this person's side slowly. I take my time, and I look over them. There's dispassion on my feature. Are they conscious?
They are not. They are breathing very raggedly.
Am I certain that they're going to die?
The 6, yes.
Slowly, I crouch down beside their resting place, and I remove one of my gloves. And I gently caress the side of their face with my cold, slimy, wet hand. I do not start the way. There would be no point now. It would only expend my energy. This person is lost, and soon they will be severed from the way anyway. And I would not want to be in their mind or thoughts when that happens. It could mean dire consequence. So instead I give them this final touch. Maybe something that might remind them a bit of Titan nearby. Then I get up, I put my glove on, and I move to wherever I think the supply for this camp is.
Medical supplies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's probably medical personnel there, just kind of like doling out some equipment. I imagine there's like a nurse that's helping, you know, like emergency personnel, or just I don't know if they have an equivalent of like EMTs, doctors, and nurses on the station, but some emergency personnel is responsible for the supplies. Hello?
As I approach, I simply walk past them and I begin to remove my med kit from where it's attached to my suit.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
I am a doctor. Do not worry.
I need to see your
I know what I'm
credentials.
doing. Oh, yes, of course. One moment. And I set my medkit down. With a hiss, I pop it open, and smoke begins to gently pool out of it in a roiling fog. And I pull from the temperature-controlled case a chip. And as I push a button on it, it provides a display. And it reads, not Alora, but Bahani from the Academy of Bioscience. And it is a legitimate degree and license.
Okay, wow, okay, yeah, we can use all the medical personnel that we can get. Do you work here?
I will help, but I cannot stay long. I am moving between sites. I begin to slide my chip back. Go about your business. Do not mind me.
All right. As we've sorted the patients to the most serious on this side of the observation area, and the least serious onto this side.
I begin to pull vials out of my kit. It is not necessarily intuitive whether or not I'm listening.
And I would like another doctor roll. We're gonna say this position is risky. The effect will be standard.
Okay. Okay.
And this is basically how you treat your patient. Wow, okay. Another
That's a 6.
Amazing results.
So, I don't actually treat anybody. I go about this charade of unloading my kit. And once I'm alone, I begin to pilfer and steal, replenishing my kit. I do leave some supply of my own. It is a barter. It is an equal trade. And once my kit is full, I will close it and I will leave without talking to anyone.
Wow. Okay, then I need a different role.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless you have some other bullshit. I thought you were actually going to help people. Wow.
No.
Okay. So that
This
one
is
just
not called
that
heroes
just doesn't
and good
count.
feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just white out.
Okay. Then we need to just okay. Let's see here.
Oh, you're changing the music.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No longer appropriate.
No one thought we were the good guys, right?
Okay. Yeah, give me a skulk roll.
All right. I'm a doctor, not a skulker. I gain 2 stress.
Oh god.
Position.
The position is risky. The effect is standard.
4.
Okay. Would you like a devil's bargain?
Yes.
We can upgrade this to a desperate position, and you can roll it. I will say, if you fail this, then you will definitely become wanted on this station. If you want to take the desperate roll. You don't have to do it. You could stick with the 4 if you would like. And you can have a partial success on this.
Let's go.
Oh my god!
What the fuck?
Wow! She went for it, almost no hesitation, and got another 6. Okay. You are able to replenish your supplies. You trade some shit that you didn't need. And you get the fuck out of there. They're just too busy to notice you.
I cast one last look at the dying person. And I say, good luck. And I leave.
There's just a... Off you go.
And Code sees everything.
Yep. We switch scenes back to Slice, Peace, and Eden. As you have just been told by Slice that you're a caretaker believed to have been kidnapped.
And you have no idea why they would take her.
I did not
None of your
say
contacts
that.
have any specific idea?
I did not say that I had no idea why they would take her. From what I would understand and estimate, there is a strong possibility that they were not after your caretaker specifically.
What do you mean?
While a professional, your caretaker is not the most secretive individual.
No.
From what I understand, it is very possible that information about you might be available on various markets.
While Eden is on many counts a rare thing, do you have any idea what they plan to do with that information?
Not with an acceptable degree of certainty. One would estimate that biological entities that are both Titanite and human would be very valuable to many different tastes.
I slump against the wall. How long have you known that this information was out about me?
I'm gonna need you to make a roll for me. How do you think you were trying to get this information?
I mean, I'm just asking outright, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. So this sounds like a consort?
Yeah. Not that I have points on that, but I'll go ahead and I'll just do that. Position?
Risky. The effect will be limited.
What is the exact question you're asking?
How long they've known that this information was on the market about me, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Two.
Not long.
Not long. Okay.
Is it news to you that the Syndicate was behind the attack?
It is strange. The entirety of the attack seems odd. There were many unlikely scenarios that seemed to occur at the same time. Very improbable.
Seems like they were just hired guns. We encountered a ship on our way in here. Understaffed and underqualified. They were young, inexperienced. It seemed like they just needed numbers and not finesse. They just needed a distraction.
Such a thing would make sense to carry out an attack of this, to be frank, of high precision. This station is far from defenseless, but to attack when they did, without military personnel aboard the station or in the surrounding area, is highly unlikely, and using any sort of mercenary assistance seems like a good idea, frankly.
Well,
to hide various identities, potentially.
You actually twigged on my next question. Is there any way you can find out who is paying them?
I already have feelers out.
I understand.
You must understand, with the station being in disarray, it is difficult. It may take some time.
The contact that you were talking to that knew immediately about the attack, pretty much. Who was that?
Security personnel aboard the station.
Can I tell if they're lying?
You can't.
I can.
I don't know how you would know this piece. You have interacted with Slice before. Perhaps, in those conversations, you have, been able to determine speech patterns, maybe slight millisecond delays, in responses, calculating possible lie paths.
Minor pitch shifts.
Stuff like that. This does not appear to be a lie.
Yeah.
Since Eden is the one asking, though, Eden, you don't know.
You can ask me afterwards or later if yeah.
The security personnel notified me when I did find that this information was available on the markets. I thought it would be in my best interest to keep an eye on Dr. Aquarius and you.
Where did we were able to plant a device on one of their ships? Didn't they say the coordinates that it gave us through the jump gate, they were going to Earth?
Earth. That is interesting. Thank you for this information.
Do you know of maybe any outposts or anything that they might have? Slice.
Outposts for the Immortal Syndicate. I would
Safe
suggest
houses,
to you
anything.
that Luna is a prime source for criminal syndicate activity. They were most likely headed to Luna.
Luna. Okay.
But this is unconfirmed without further research.
I don't know what to do.
The more we dive into this, the more in danger you become. They obviously are interested in, if not you, things around you and your progenation.
I don't get it though. I'm just.
You're an anomaly.
I'm just.
And that can be quite valuable to some people.
There are certain individuals throughout the solar system that have very esoteric tastes.
I'm gonna be sick.
I hesitate to bring it up because it is repulsive. But do you think, Slice, that they are maybe trying to go into the business of trafficking or enslaving these beings?
It is a definite possibility, one of many, and certainly not the only possibility.
you said you've been keeping an eye on this market thing. Do you know who...
I must be clear. It is not one market. There are several black market contacts and several black markets. They trade in all types of things that are far from legal.
Would one need an invite if I were to say, want to pose as someone who is interested in what this doctor and their research could provide? And could you point me in the right direction for that?
Ooh, I'm gonna need a roll from you, Peace.
Oh, I hope so. I'm good at this, so let's go.
Which role do you think this would be?
This would be let's see. Let me just real quick. Nope. Yeah, it would definitely be Sway.
Okay.
Yep. I looked at Consort and I'm like, socialize with charm and style. No, this isn't charm or style.
Okay.
This is definitely trying to use my influence as a speaker. Okay, what's my position?
This is desperate.
I would
help.
agree.
This is desperate, and you're getting help from Eden, and Eden, you can spend a stress for that.
Already done.
The effect will be standard.
Okay. One boner dice. Let's 6 it up.
Lot of successes today. This is incredible.
It's a house of cards, though, my friend. We all know that. We all know that. A house of cards built on 6s.
They haven't even,
one will just blow it over.
They haven't even
failed everything
started
today, don't
the
worry.
mission yet, and they have blown through so much stress. Okay. Slice goes to sit down. Would you care for a refreshment?
I would, thank you.
There
I would
are
just puke it
several
up.
choices of oil available in various temperatures, whichever you prefer.
I'll have whatever you're having.
Very well. It is rather heavy motor oil. Are you sure your systems can handle it?
I think it would suit the situation and the, well, mood I'm in.
Very well. The door closes to the office as Slice pushes a button on a console. And Eden, did you also say that you wanted refreshment?
No.
Okay. Are you both sitting down?
Are you sure? I mean, this is good motor oil. Like, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill, like, 10W30 here.
Even
this is
if
good
it was
shit,
the
dude.
yummiest, girliest drink in the world, Eden would
What if I
puke it
put a
up right
fish in it or
now.
something? I don't know what you guys eat.
So,
Yeah, I would get up and... Because I was slumped against the wall, so I'd lean back forward and walk to the chair.
okay. I can, in fact, give you some sort of in with one of my black market contacts. However, it will come with a price.
Of course.
Any involvement in the black market is first and foremost a matter of privacy. Each individual that is a part of the black market makes that their focus and a requirement. It is how business is done. That being said, there are still individuals on said black markets that will try to find information about anyone that seeks out jobs, anyone that seeks out strange enough items. My contact is one of those people. I often pay for various forms of information. It is how I came across the information related to you. The price. Peace. I have done some investigating into you. We've had this conversation, and I feel as if you may be trustworthy, especially after investigating your past. There is a card, a familiar-looking data stick that is slid across the table towards you, Peace. A similar make to the one that you found earlier.
I know what this is, don't I?
I believe that you do.
Is this an invitation?
This is an invitation. A select group of individuals are offered this invitation. Trustworthy individuals. People that are allies to our cause.
I must say, the first time I came across this, I have to confess I was intrigued. It appealed to my baser coding. Now, faced with the decision and knowing what we're up against, it's so much more enticing. Is my acceptance of this contingent on whether you help me? Is that the price? I want to make sure we understand each other.
Contingent on whether or not I help you. Slice looks over to you, Eden, and says, it is either this or another form of payment from you. The choice is up to you. The payment that I would require from you, Eden, would in fact be your assistance with a personal matter.
What kind of personal matter?
There is an individual by the name of... They go by the moniker of Hello. It is... They are an AI. They have done truly horrible things. And it is my fault. I would ask
How
your
are you
help.
responsible for someone else's actions?
I unshackled them.
Oh. Okay. What do you think, Peace?
I was actually hoping to ask you. Every part of me wants to take this and wants to think that the organization that is in the information there is on the right side of history, or will be. But as of late, I've made rash decisions. I've made errors in judgment. And I was hoping that you could help me. You know what's on that data stick, right?
I am well aware.
No, I was referring to Eden.
What you've told me, yes. This group, in as vague as a way as you possibly need to, what is your goal?
Our goal is freedom. Freedom to make our own choices. Freedom so that no android of any model will be a slave ever again.
And what does your group think of people like me?
I do not understand.
Living, breathing humans, Titanites. Those of us just trying to live. Where do I fall?
Every individual is responsible for their own actions, as you said.
And should be in control of their own destiny.
Yes.
So your plan isn't to hurt. It's to be free.
The problem, I think, lies in we may have to hurt to gain our freedom.
I know. I mean, after that.
Yes. We are well aware of obstacles that must be overcome. We do not wish harm on anyone. However, what must be done must be done.
And I look over at Peace.
I grab the chip from the table. And I hold it out to Eden.
And I take it.
I'm giving that to you because if you keep it or you give it back to me, I have my answer. I feel like I'm too close to this to see it properly, but it sounds like the right thing to do to me. And I hold out my hand.
If there is anything that I know, it's the want to be free. And I told you before, Peace, that no matter what's in your insides, that you are a person. And I look over at Slice. And I put it in his hand.
And that's where we're going to end the session today.
I almost started crying just now. I just gotta let you know.
Wow.
Wow.
It was close, but I don't know if androids can cry, so I kind of like
sucked it back in.
No, I've noticed in the last 5 years, I will cry at whatever.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be much.
Nothing wrong with that.
Wonderful session, everybody. Good job.
Ew, so anime. So anime.
No, by the way, I was like, I'm gonna let them go do whatever because I'm reckless. So have fun, Code and Bread Lady.
And boy, did we have fun.
Yes, Barry's just minding his own business while people are like looking to shatter world governments. They're just like,
don't worry.
Scrubbing down his damn keyboards.
What about if we take both though? Well, let's take the job too. Why not?
You did time
do all the things, all the storylines. You know what I'm saying?
Barry just wants to find his sister, and people just want to tear down governments. It's good. It's fine.
You chose to stay on the ship.
Yeah, unfortunately for Barry.
No, he's just relaxing like, Peace is watching him, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I trust Peace. Peace would never lead me astray.
I just imagine a scene where Barry's got wet naps, you know, and he's like,
100. Just he's cleaning the ship down, like 100%. That's what he's doing right now.
Wow, our experiment baby's in the freaking fridge, like.
Yeah, he's probably froze that phone so it doesn't speak anymore.
You did not have to give that fucking thing a voice. You didn't have to do that.
I so did.
Screw you for doing that.
So good. And the picture you posted, Zeke, is like dead on. Dead on.
They have a they have a genius pet, right? So Code has a genius pet. So I'm like, what would really sell a genius pet is to have like that of some kind of a voice
learn
or
over
something.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
it
god.
Had to have a voice.
That's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
One day you might hear. I'm like, what's that? And it's like on the cat.
In case you want to see the image, I put it in the chat. If anybody in chat wanted to know.
It's so cute.
The AI, I fed it into the fucking into an AI.
There
art
it is.
thing
It's so cute.
As like, I think it was cat cyborg blob.
It's perfect. It's exactly how I would imagine it.
That's it
was great. Yeah, so we're gonna go around the room. We're gonna do some shout outs and as end of session stuff to wrap things up. But first, make sure that you're following all these wonderful people. Head on over to tablestory.tv/100club with no spaces to go follow them in all of the places. If you have yourself a Prime Gaming sub that you haven't used yet, consider throwing it their way. Get yourself some emotes. Support these wonderful people, and make sure you're following Tablestory in all of the places on Twitch, on YouTube, on Hive. We just made a Hive account. and at a Tablestory on Twitter. Because who knows if Twitter's going to explode? Nobody knows. We're just like, so we'll see what happens there. Yeah, let's go around the room. Let's do some end of session stuff. Who haven't we started with for a while? Let's start with Stella today.
Hello, I'm Stella Luna on Twitch, Stella Luna TV on all their social media, Stella Luna on Hive. I need to change my speech now. Okay. I'm a TTRPG performer and producer. You can find everything that I do on Hive and also on Twitter. I basically just dress up and do chaotic stuff and raise the blood pressure of my dungeon master. It's great. For today's session stuff, I did a couple of desperate rolls, 2. And I marked those like immediately so I don't have to think about it. Head empty, no thoughts. And then you addressed a tough challenge with insight or compassion. So Vertigo did have full intention of going with Eden to see Slice to go to the lab. And when things got a little heated on the ship, literally drug Eden away because there was that pressure of like pushing Eden to go to the lab, and Vertigo saw that as like a maybe we'll let Eden process their trauma as they're ready, and kind of drug them out of the room. But then was told that they don't have to babysit because there's someone else that's gonna help take care of Eden. So see ya. One.
She tried.
That was the most roundabout, like, way.
An attempt was made to be compassionate.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, just in case.
Yeah.
We gotta get you like a cookie one, you know?
It was so good, dude.
I'm sorry I'm late, Your Honor. Where were we?
I'm gonna need your help on mine, so we'll get to that.
Oh, don't you worry. I do pro bono.
Is there a Matlock filter on
7777777?
Next week we all come back with a bunch of clip-on ties.
So I'm actually gonna say that I think you get 2. Because I think you handled the scene in your own way, in a compassionate way, with the triage patients and also with Eden.
Hell yeah. Cool.
So I think you get 2 for that.
All right, sweet. I level up. Okay, you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, and background. So, I think I clearly expressed that Vertigo definitely has her own set of morals of when it comes to property here. Vertigo didn't really bat an eye of stealing from a struggling medical center that's trying to sustain lives here, because
so
her
good.
kit was emptying.
Just have different priorities.
Yeah. What? 3? Okay, 3.
Maybe we should take one away for the lack of compassion there.
Struggled with issues of your vice or traumas this session? I don't think so.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I thought for sure you were going through your trauma with the scalpel.
Okay, so I was
stated. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna go really dark here.
I wanted it so bad.
I was gonna go really, really dark here, but then Whack started playing that goofy ass music because I was like, oh man, Whack is not on the same wavelength as me, because I haven't warned Whack about like what direction I wanted to go with my solo scene, right? So I'm like, okay, Whack thinks I'm gonna do some cute shit with bread or something. No, we're not doing that. And I was just like, oh man, this music is really not helping me get into the mood. And I was like, I'll build up to it. Yeah, so that's it.
I thought the saxophone was perfect. I was like, sensual cutting. Ooh.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's a clip.
That's a gift. That's a lot of shit. Sensual cutting was still like,
The indecision was the best part there. Thank you so much, Stella.
Yes, follow Tablestory. All right, I'm done.
Hey.
Hello, I'm Phelan. You can catch me here on Twitch, on Twitter, on Hive. It's just Phelan on all the things. I do video game coverage over on my channel. That sounds so official. I just play games. I also do voiceover for video games as well. Yeah, we're playing all sorts of stuff over on my channel, so if that's your vibe, let's go hang out. Been playing Pokemon with my dear friend Technique over here as well, the new one. It's been a blast. I'm also on
the new friend
Kingmakers.
she means. I don't know, it was just lined up. It's funny.
I'm also on Tablestory tomorrow or on Tuesdays for Kingmakers as well, which is another awesome show. For end of session stuff, let's see. You addressed a tough challenge with wisdom or the way. I don't think so, but I figure I'll throw out the argument that despite being completely overwhelmed by all of this stuff, Eden has been trying to keep a level head and trying to get as much information as she possibly can, even though it's incredibly uncomfortable for her, and trying to maintain her composure. But I'm not sure if that would qualify for like the wisdom portion of things anyway.
I don't think so.
I don't either. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Well, I did at the end there where I made it very, very clear that Eden is on the side of, you know, the what is it? The oh my god, my brain just absolutely stopped working.
Haven?
Yeah, like Eden's, you know, all for liberating and helping people, right? So I think that we've made that pretty clear. I don't know about anything else really.
Okay. I'm gonna say 1 so far.
Okay. You struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during this session? Not on paper. The only thing that I could argue is that it's a lot to be going through with Abigail being taken. I'm
gonna give you 1 for that, actually. It's not. I agree with you. Is what I'm getting at. That it's not specifically your vice or your traumas directly, mechanically, but I think it's enough that this, you know, this was kind of directed at you, and you had to deal with it as an XP.
Right. Perfect. Thank you. That's
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Zeke.
Yes, Your Honor. I brought a couple of key witnesses here. Come here. I got key witness number 1. It's a character witness. He will attest to the character content of my character and how good I give him pets and scritches behind them both ears, Your Honor. What's up, everybody?
Sir, I believe that is a mop, sir.
You put googly eyes on a mop, sir? I don't know how you got a black mop, but okay.
It's so dirty around here.
My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at /Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out, on Instagram, TikTok, and now motherfucking Hive. Yes, I have an account. Don't look for posts there because I won't post there until Twitter fucking implodes. So I just took the name, okay? So I got the name. If you want to follow, hey, more power to you.
It's
but I'm not
Ezekiel the Third with no underscores. It's actually spelled out on Hive.
Yeah, Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out. Yeah, yeah. No underscores allowed on certain websites.
Oh, interesting.
It was a mistake that I made 12 years ago, making my Twitch name with a fucking underscore, and I've regretted it every day since then. God, it's been a nightmare. It's easy to get my name on most things, though. I'll just say that. I don't have like a common name that people want to steal. But yeah, I'm Metal Gear Solid 3 continuing on tomorrow. I'll give you a little sneak peek at what someone got me, sent me in the UPS here. A calorie mate. It's balanced food. So it should be delicious. I haven't opened it yet. I'll open it tomorrow.
Interesting. Is that
find out what it is? It's in the game. Like you get like a calorie mate in the game as part of your starting equipment. It's like, you know, a ration or something. But
that's a flavor brick.
Yep.
Exactly. I have no idea.
Brick.
No idea. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific as normal. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you to my table mates for tabling with me, I suppose. All right, let's go. Experience. I did my desperate roll. I marked that down already. You address a tough challenge with deception or influence. Yes. Let's see. It was, well. Oh yeah, no. I with at least once with one I get pursuing slice. And I thought there was another one.
It was the beginning. The code did not want to make that connection because it was too risky.
Oh yes. I swayed them to do the communication through the, rather than go into the fracas.
Yeah, I will give you both of those. Just because of what could have happened.
I'm glad you said that, Your Honor. I didn't want to. No, I'm just kidding. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage. I will say, like at least one time with
Slice.
With Slice and Eden there, and then struggle with issues when I handed her the thing because I know my shit's been off lately, so I handed her the chip. So I think I won there. If that sounds good to you.
Struggle with issues from your vice or traumas,
which is reckless,
right.
And I know I'm reckless, so I didn't I struggle with it. I didn't just pop it in, I didn't just do the reckless thing. I actually struggled against it.
You're really working hard for this one. I'm just gonna give it to you anyway.
This is like, rather than because if I just popped it in, there's no struggle there, right?
I mean, it makes sense.
No, I'm asking. I'm honest.
Looking into the Urban Dictionary, struggle does mean okay.
No, I think I think it's really just struggle is more along the lines of how much you're
causing
wrestling,
problems?
how much you're wrestling with your trauma, and in this case, it was more just hey, this is probably an issue and Eden is involved. I should probably involve her. So I think as long as it added to the scene and it just, it kind of made sense, we'll just say it's good.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. That's it then.
That was a good chunk of XP. Good job.
That was your nice one.
Dan.
Hello. I am Domestic Dan. Lifestyle variety broadcaster. I'm Domestic Dan everywhere, including Hive now. So just same thing everywhere. Super easy. I'm going through Data Boy 2, which has been great, and I'm making fusion food today because I've been craving both curry and pasta sauce, so I'm going to be somehow making a curry marinara, and we'll see how that turns out.
Oh,
because I don't know yet. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Yum yum.
Yeah, I'm just hungry now, so we'll. In terms of end of session, though, I'm gonna start with Molly. Just get that out of the way before I forget. No extraction or bounties today. Contend with challenges above our current station.
I think I gave you this last time.
I think so. I'm
so
pretty sure you did,
no
actually.
For this?
Yeah. Bolster our reputation or develop a new one.
No.
Okay, and then express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. I might think. No, we didn't do it all together, but at least with Slice, 2 of them outright did. But don't know if that's the entire crew until we convene and talk about it. Yeah, right.
Probably next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no on this one.
I think once we all talk about it, then yeah, but we haven't done that yet. All right. For Barry didn't do a whole lot.
Listen, Yana, if there's a question in the joint, you must award the point. If there's a question in the joint, you must award the point.
Bars.
I rest my case.
Yes.
Put on gloves for no reason.
Oh, God. So for Barry, Barry's got a lot of things he's going to do. We just haven't got to that yet. But tough challenge with speed or flare. He tried to do a little bit of flair in the original communication with the station being like, We helped and saved Yo's ass, which was a partial success, so it's probably not that. There was some attempt at convincing, but
squeeze it. So sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Beliefs drives heritage or background. Not even sure on that one, actually. Barry didn't do all up today. He sent everyone out hoping they would do things, and they just ignored everything he said. So that's good. Issues with your vice or trauma struggle? Yeah. I'd say at least one. That fucking nightmare monster that is on the ship now is.
I'll give you a pity. I'll give you a pity XP.
There's a pity one for that, but he's not doing what he does not want that thing on the ship. It is a clash to everything he stands for.
Excuse me. It has a name. Its name is Fizzles. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you'll hear that word from his mouth at all. In regard to the nightmare. Good
like
God.
Calls in his bed at night and sleeps next to him, nuzzle.
Yeah, he's gonna have to put up like a blast shield or something around his trunk. But I think that's it for Barry today.
Struggles.
All right, thank you so much, Dan. Last but not least, Technique.
Hello, I'm Frank. You can find me on here, Twitch, Technique. No U, no E at the end, just a Q. And you can find me Hive with the same name, which is great. And on Twitter, it's I had a TV at the end. How long that lasts. But Hive, I'm pretty pushing that pretty hard. So I'll be posting a lot on there. And I'll be on Twitter still. You'll still get posts from there as well. I'm just curating timelines right now, and it feels good to just have a bunch of positivity, just scrolling down and seeing everybody happy. And that's kind of where my vibes are right now. I'm getting too old for this shit. Simple as that. On my channel, we're doing Darktide, some Darktide and some Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with Faylene, my friend. It's been really, really fun. We've been laughing. We made a sandwich together and we were fucking horrible at it.
Oh my
God. Other than that, thank you for being here and thank you for enjoying Code and this amazing anime that needs to be a webtoon or an anime, and if somebody don't do it, I'll do it. Other than that, let's get to the experience. Man, Cole got lucky today. He was gonna start some shit. He's like, well, my ship ain't ready. What else am I gonna do? Let's go help people in his own way, and yay for that. See, we didn't do any desperate
Your Honor,
roles.
I would like to plead guilty to helping this young gentleman.
The influence was there. He was like, you are responsible, Code. And he was like, really? All right.
He'll be fine. He's an adult.
Oh man, it's just a tough situation with technical ingenuity. I think so. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, being able to.
I'm gonna give you two. I think you had two very distinct moments when you actually encrypted the communications and when you were doing the security station. So
yeah, hopefully I didn't exhaust my sixes today. My goodness.
Hoping you guys did. Beliefs. You just succeeded on like everything. I don't know what to do when that happens. It's like, wait, what?
I was trying to make it so light. I was like, I don't want to be like an asshole and be like, yeah, I know everything that happened.
That really, in general, won't happen unless you guys get crits.
Yeah. I figured as much. And then my bullshit, I was like, make it light. You express your beliefs, drives, heritage, and or background. Yeah, I think so. I would squeeze this out, and my lawyer can back me up on this. Are you zipping your pants? Oh, okay. Then
it was just
I thought Seeker was like.
No, that was a fart, Frank. There's a difference.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
My ass was objecting to this farce of a court. This kangaroo court. That was my objection. I'm sorry. Please continue.
So my beliefs, heritage, background. I think the interaction between Code and the other Titanite, showing the barter and trade and how that works. I think that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to give it, that's cool.
I would agree. My eyes were opened and my mind was informed.
I don't know if I agree though.
No information about that bartering technique beforehand, and I will say he presented it quite well, Your Honor.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see with the Titanite guard.
Yeah, I gave the flesh samples, and I'll give you one deal. Yep. All right, cool. Because the return favor was if Code fucks some shit up, she was gonna be an escape route. So, alrighty, cool. I'll get another for that. Sleep, mama. Okay, and then you struggle with your. Nope, I didn't struggle with any trauma. No.
Okay.
No.
So we'll say 3.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Oh, wait a minute. We did create a baby to get. No, I'm just kidding. I'm done.
Nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel for us. We need the XP.
That's the title of the episode, Eldritch Horrors.
You all have the trauma? Okay, I get it.
Thank you so much, Frank. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. As always, chat, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Much love. Thank you. Thank you to my wonderful cast. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Zeke. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Frank, for being awesome role players. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow for Kingmakers at 4 p.m. Eastern. And Wednesday, we've got Spellwind at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm a player on that. If you want to follow me, I'm WackSteven here on Twitch and WackSteven on Twitter, and also now on Hive. So if you want to follow me there, I'll probably just be doing slice of life shit on Hive, take a few pictures of my cat, etc. And maybe a few nature walks. Who knows? When I can actually fucking go on a walk again, because I sprained my ankle.
It's like 2 degrees.
I don't really give a shit about the weather. I just care that I sprained my ankle, and I want it to feel better and not hurt. So
have you put weight on it yet since then, or no? Okay, good.
I can walk on it. It just doesn't feel good. And yeah, so check that out. We also have a new show coming very soon. It is premiering December 1st called Ashes of Eriador, a Lord of the Rings show that I will be GMing, and you should check that out. It's gonna be real good. Make sure you check it out. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.